Hi, Leo. Welcome to your reading. My name is Edgar Mendez, and today we're going to be doing a reading focused on what your person regrets most about you and the situation and all that good stuff. Anyway, I love doing this reading. It's one of my favorites, by the way. But I wanted to, oh, yeah, I wanted just to remind y'all don't forget to like and comment. And I do appreciate the support. Like, it's so much, by the way, so much support, so much love, so much. It just so much receiving. I love it when I receive from all of you, and it's liking, commenting, the real simple, easy way to do it, right? But there are other ways, but I love receiving, and yeah, I think that's it. Oh yeah, there's an extended, by the way. Yeah. But the first thing we're gonna be looking at, Leo, is what is their life like right now. So let's see who's stepping forward to talk. We have Kuan Yin is gonna be the one who's gonna be answering our questions today. Kuan Yin, can you tell me, what is Leo's person's life like right now? Very mundane, very boring. I feel like this person has very few things to look forward to and very few things that get them out of that like boring, not like uh blase state that they are in. Like it's the way that Kanye is showing it to me is like there's like these tiers, like there's tier like what most people are in lower vibrational frequencies, and there's a mid tier where it's like where most people have like weddings and stuff like that, and obviously the upper tiers are the ascensions that we have, and the experience of ascension. So it's like this is someone who's stuck at the first one though. They have like almost nothing to look forward to. Very boring, very blasé kind of life. A life filled with barely anything. That really stimulates them. So they are kind of in that. It is sorry, Quinn is showing me when I don't is I have to say it, but it's like those punch cards that you check in for work and you check out for work. I know that's crazy, but it's what I see, right? And it's like it's very much that this day in, day out, day in, day out. So this is someone whose life is very much the same, very repetitious life, and a life with very few. I want to say very few new things happening as well. So let's see, what else is this person's life like, Kuan Yin? Um, they're kind of depressed. I think that I know it sounds like really crazy. Like if I felt what this person felt, I'm be real, I would be like, oh, this is horrible, right? Because I'm used to the ascension, right? That's the top tier one. I mean, that's where I live and breathe, right? And if I were to come down to Earth, right, I would be like, whoa, this is horrible. Right? What's going on here? How do I spice it up, right? What do I do about this? But this is someone who's so used to living in the lower frequencies. They really don't think that there's anything else. They're like, oh, this is it. And this is everyone said you go after these things. I'm going after these things and I'm getting this amount of happiness and I'm just not really pleased with it, and they don't know what to do, and nor do they think there's anything to do, or anything more to strive for. So it's like me looking down at this person where they are, I would fight tooth and nail to get up. But they have not experienced the high yet. They've not experienced that. And this is a part of the equation, where why do they stay in lower vibrational frequencies? That they truly don't remember, right, what high vibrational frequencies feel like, or what light feels like, or love feels like. And when you get a taste of it, there's no going back. But yeah, they haven't quite got a taste of it either in a while, or ever. Right, so they are stuck there. I do the way that Kuan Yin is making me feel is that there are plans to get this person to feel the higher frequencies, but those take time sometimes, and they have to be accepting of that. But there seems to be like something in the works essentially to help this person feel higher vibrational frequencies. When we don't know there's more to go, we won't strive for it. But when we do, oh, you bet, you bet we go for it, and that's exactly part of it. So they don't have ambition, they don't have motivation. Their life is lackluster, and they truly believe that this is all there is right now. And when they have that experience, they're going to look back and think, oh, wow, well, how was I getting by on that? I wonder, right? But wherever they are right now, it's part of their growth. But what's coming is a shift to help them grow even further, okay? Let's see, is there anything else about this person's life right now for Leo? They're stuck. The people they have around them seem to be some of the most problematic people. I know that you hear this a lot, especially when you were younger, and it's truth, by the way. I remember I heard this. It's like the people you surround yourself with, you become them, or and you're like them, and it's you are who you surround yourself with, right? And I remember hearing that from a teacher or something like that, some semblance of that, and I was like, oh yeah, that actually is right, because it's true. We take and exchange energy all the time with people, so the people they have around them are very much caught in the same, I want to say, problems that they have, which is being stuck in low vibrational frequencies. So it's part of the issue. They need someone, and it kind of the way that Kuan Yin's making me feel is they need someone like you to realize what is higher vibrational frequencies, and that is part of it. But it's the people they have are so low vibe. They are it's like you when you see everybody else living the same type of life, it's kind of reminds me when people always ask, because I do a lot of private readings, and they ask about their children, and they're like, well, how do I make sure my kids are, they strive for more and all, like I said, they always ask that. It's actually the question they always ask. It's real funny, but I tell them, and it's actually how it works. You do it first, and they know they can, and that's part of it. So this person has people around them that don't know what's going on in life, and they're stuck as much as they are. So that is part of the equation why they're stuck, because they don't have any examples. And I do feel the way it's feeling like to me is that you are an example to this person. We're gonna get to their feelings in a second, Leo, but it's part of it. But I feel like you two are not in each other's lives right now. Oh yeah. Oh no, this is not necessarily no contact. I just did that reading yesterday. That's my brain's on that. But not necessarily. But it's you don't have to be no contact. But you are someone who can show them the way, and that is by you doing it first. That's the key. It's not like, oh, this is how I did it. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't. They need to feel what it feels like to be in contact with energy that's high vibrational, to therefore know that what they have to strive for. That's how it works. And that's how, if you ever have kids, any of you, right? You want them to strive for bigger, better things, you got to do it first. And that is how you teach them. They feel what you do, and they see what you do, and they learn from that. That's how you learn. It's energetic exchange there, also information. But anyway, I digress. So I think that's it for this person's life. They may be surrounded by a lot of people. That's how I see it. Or people that are very stuck like they are. Okay, let's see. So how does this person feel about Leo right now? Sorrow seems to be a real key word Kuan Yin's bringing forward. I do feel now this person has more empathy for you than they did in the past. There's more, it is compassion. It is to a certain extent. I think that this person has a habit of maybe they had dated around lots, right? When you kind of date around, you kind of get jaded. I don't, I have never experienced this, but when you date and you're just like dating duds over and over again, and they hurt you, you hurt them, blah, 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 you get real crazy jaded. And then you start to not really care as much, right? You start to make excuses for really bad behavior. This happens all the time. That's what Kanye is saying. Everyone loves to think of good versus bad, because when you see them as bad, then you can actually not show them compassion and understanding and forgiveness. And I guess you're right, but it's why people love good and bad, right? They love to be able to put people in the bad category. This person had a habit of this to a certain extent, but it has to do with love, where they've had bad experiences in love, and it's jaded them. It's jaded their heart, and sorry, those energy kids came in like, wow, it jaded their heart, and they would excuse really crappy behavior, and they actually did that to you. And it was like, well, I heard someone last hurt me, or blah blah blah. It's kind of like, I guess it's such a weird thing. I have to kind of phrase it like this, because this is how Kuan Yin is bringing it forward. Where it's like, well, it's like if you decide to put yourself out there for love, expect to get hurt. I know that seems crazy to say, but that's how Kuan Yin is bringing it. Like, this person gave that, like, it's like has that mentality or had that belief, where it's like you can't um I shouldn't try to show compassion and empathy for my behavior, because if someone's dating, then they should expect to get hurt. I hope that makes sense like that. That's, sorry, she wants me to rephrase a little bit. But they had this belief system where people who are dating just should expect to get hurt. And when they hurt someone, they shouldn't have to feel sorry for that. I hope, it's so crazy, but it is what it is. There is this really I don't know, dark part of themselves or lack of empathy part of themselves that hurt people. And when they hurt people, they just excuse that behavior because, well, you're dating, or this is love, right? This love hurts or something. Or the experience that I've always had has been this, so you should expect that too, right? There's just something like that here. And this is someone who did a lot of stuff to you or said stuff or treated you in a certain way that they're not regretting. And they now look at it in a more compassionate and empathetic, from a compassionate and empathetic space. And in doing so, they're now starting to see how some of their behavior was cold, callous, devoid or void, I don't know, devoid of something, right, of their heart, of emotions. This is the kind of person that just didn't want to take accountability, and they didn't, it because of that belief, right? They didn't think they had to, right? You're dating, you should expect this, right? People are, it's like that, but it comes from a jaded place. This person got hurt a lot of times when they're, in love, and they've excused when they hurt other people, and that's crazy, but people do it all the time, do they not? Anyway, is there anything else in terms of like how this person currently feels about Leo? Just that they wish that they could take back some of their actions that they of things that they've done to you. That's part of it, but it's not all of it. They miss you. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah. All right. All right, Kwanya, can you tell me, like, what does this person regret most when it comes to Leo? Because we're getting some of it to a certain extent. They were very detached from their emotions, right? Their heart space. That seems to, I don't know. It's like, when you're dealing with someone who's can be manipulative. It doesn't. I hope that makes sense. It's like someone who's, they have this. It's like it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like they're using stuff, right, to get their way. And it's like it comes across very strategic, it comes across very coercive at times, right, where they're trying to get what they wanted from the situation without really caring, right, how they were going about getting it, and how that would eventually blow up in their face, right? This is someone who is just trying to get the most from a situation between you and them without really giving a damn about longevity and giving a damn about how you felt about things. So this person's their biggest regret is manipulating you, coercing you, and lying to you. I don't know if lying is proper, but if I know the first two for sure, and this has to do with this person trying to get what they wanted from you, and they wanted it bad. And when you're detached from your compassionate, emotional, like, empathetic state, it's real easy to do that. And it really is, by the way. It's like you don't even think twice, and they did not. By the way, they did not think twice when it came to you. They had gotten so used to it, by the way. It felt like this person had a lot of training. If you ask me, it's what I keep getting. Like, they had a lot of training. When they met you, they were very skilled. And now it's like it blew up in their face, and now they don't know what to do. They're sitting here like, sorry, Kwani showed me reading a newspaper. It's just sitting there reading a newspaper. Just, I don't know. When you read a newspaper, you kind of close off what what you can see. It's like you're trying to isolate yourself. This person doesn't want. They don't like looking at what they did to you because it hurts, and they feel bad. So they try to close off themselves to a certain extent, but it's like, it's only newspaper, right? It's like you can't quite block it off entirely. But what else does this person regret when it comes to Leo? Being detached emotionally. Sorry, they're giving that again. Let me see. Where do you want to take it from there? I do feel like they wanted to tell you how they felt, and I also feel, this is such a strange thing to say though, this person actually really wants emotional intimacy, but I don't think that they have, it's not a capacity for emotional intimacy. I think they have fears surrounding emotional intimacy and getting close to someone and opening up to someone, and these fears have to do with what they have hiding within themselves. A lot of people have this, right? You know, when you haven't done any work on yourself, it's like it's a mess inside of you. It just is, and it's messy even when you are working on yourself because it takes time. But this is someone who had a lot of. Sorry, it's like this. It's not like you know, Inspector Gadget, where you know you open up his like a trench coat and have all this machinery there. Yeah. This person though had like a bunch of other stuff, like you know, dark, nasty stuff. Though when they opened up their trench coat, sorry, she gave it again. She gave it first, and I was like a trench coat. Okay, but then she gave it one more time, so I had to say it. But that's just she wants to give us an example where this person has all these fillings of stuff that's nasty, and they have to work at that. I do feel they may have been operating it from a machiney type place. By the way, it does feel that to a certain extent. The part of this is to do with fears about making their own choices and living their life from their own perspective. You know, a lot of people love to get taught how to do stuff or what's the best way to think. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's key to religion and it's key to like just in society, right? You do this. This is how everything should be, right? And yeah, that's a problem, right? But this is someone where they actually really do like that sheeple type behavior. So I think they actually have that to a certain extent. You know, expect a gadget coming through. It's not a coincidence. I think they have that. That tendency to be a sheeple, right? A sheeple type person. They are growing into something that is going to be a little bit more independent, someone who's going to think for themselves. And that is also part of what Quanian brought up for the first part, where this person's life is they're surrounded by people who are just like them. Not a coincidence there, is it, right? And this, if you don't want to be just like them, you got to think differently and do differently and live from your heart space, right? So that's the key component for this person's life right now. If they were to figure this out, they would start to rise into the higher frequencies and start to experience beautiful, lovely energy. But I don't know if they will. But that's part. It's in some ways tied to the regret. They may have tried to. There may have been like a process or that they did with you. Some people they. I know, okay, I'll give it like this. She's saying this is not the best example, but she's saying, let's say, you know, you have someone who will only text you a certain amount of times a day, and just to keep you on the hook or keep you guessing or make you feel insecure, right? You know, that's actually what you're doing, right? That's what you're doing to someone, I mean, all right? And it's like that, where this is how they conducted themselves in a way that they found, right? Or they may have learned, right, was a good way to keep someone on the hook, and that's kind of what they did to you. Essentially, they kept you on the hook, and it's part of the manipulation. That is actually where it was coming from. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it there. Leo, I'm gonna take this over to the extended. If you do want to check it out, you can check it out in the comment or description section. Is there any last thing you want to bring for Leo? She says, Quanya says, for you not to close your heart off because of this experience. You know, it taught you a lot. And we know, I know how hard that can be, right? But she's saying keep your heart open. Keep your heart open. Learn, right, to keep that open. It takes strength of will to do that. It really does. It's not easy. That's actually the path I've been on. And Actually, I think I'm almost there. I'm like 92% there. It's real nice, but it's taken a while. It's taken like a good 6 months of just like repeatedly pushing through. So she suggests that you keep your heart open, and I know how hard that can be, especially from a person like this. But it is important for you, right? If you want happiness, to keep that heart open. Thank you, Leo. I love you, and take care. Bye. Don't forget to like and comment.